The boat has a lot of flare up front. Right now there's a slight drizzle out, and if I stand underneath it, I'm completely dry. Same works in reverse with water going straight up. It's just not going to come up on the windshield as easy as it does on other boats. There's also a spray rail here with a stainless steel guard on it. This little piece here is just to keep the water from coming back into the anchor rod locker that's self-draining. And there's also a stainless steel piece that goes well underneath to help prevent for any kind of flotsam that's in the water. It's a very tough boat. It's a good gel coat. This particular boat has a clean bottom. The stripe and the sides will all buff back nicely. There's also a PVC rub rail on the top that also has a stainless steel guard. On the side of the Blue Seas, there were no air vents on the side of this boat. I think the first hull had it, and then after that none of them did. The other thing you notice, there are no ports along the side of the waterline. Everything is aft. So this is all clean. There's no air intakes here. They're all up above. These are just vents for the freshwater tank and the fuel tank. Also on this side is a spray rail with another stainless steel guard on it. Nice smooth down east style build down hull. And this is generally the weakest part of a boat. You can usually hear a tin can when you hit it. It's a very solid, very thick boat. The boat weighs 11,500 pounds dry. That's without fuel and new. Generally they weigh around 12,500 to 14,000 pounds if you actually weigh them with all the gear and all the fuel on board. It's a good sea boat. On the Blue Seas, there are containment plates on the rudder that allows the boat to actually back up and have water flow with the rudder. Normally in forward, you have a propeller pushing water against the airfoil of the rudder. In reverse, you don't have the propeller, so you have these containment plates, which are, it's a tugboat trick to keep the water from actually exiting the rudder to allow you steerage in reverse, and generally that happens around 3 knots or so. The boat certainly steers in neutral though. This is a very good rudder size for the boat. On the bottom here is a stainless steel bar. It's technically designed to come off underwater. I don't know if that would be very easy to do, but it is removable. This is a 20 by 16 with a 1/4 inch cup. It's a nice prop. Easy to get to cutlass bearing. It's right here. You can pull the rudder easily. The whole thing comes right apart. Nomad has 2 garboard plugs, so when you have the boat pulled, pull the plugs. Any water that gets in the bilge comes right out. The swim platform on Nomad is designed actually to take 3 scuba divers. There's a built-in ladder, and that just flips up, and there's a boarding ladder as well right off the transom. The davits are Edson davits. They are removable if you want to take the bolts out. And they have a double block pulley on either side, so they have good reduction. And I can't remember the exact number of these, but they probably hold around a total of 300 pounds. And they are set up for inflatable with inflatable pads on them. This Blue Seas has the upgraded ladder. It has a side piece here where the earlier ones did not have a forward piece. They did not have this originally, so the ladder would flex. This ladder does not flex at all.
All last week. Temperatures in the high to mid 80s.
Next week?
All last week.
Oh, really? really unique feature of the Blue Seas is the ability to check everything you need to check on the engine very quickly. Actually, you can do it within 45 seconds. So I'm going to come up above. You can see my back, but I'm going to lift this forward hatch. There's a special way this comes out. You have to fly it sideways, like the way I'm doing it now. I'm going to just move this out of frame for a second. I'll show this on the video in just a minute, but what you have here is pretty much everything you need to see aside from the transmission and the fuel filters. But it's very easy just to come in here and check what you need to check and put the hatch back. And it can generally be done in less than a minute. I tend to do it every day when I use the boat because it really allows me to look at the engine room. The hatch that I'm sitting on is also a removable hatch. It's a little bit heavier, but it allows you to have full access to the engine. In fact, this engine can come out of this boat through the door that we're looking through if you take the heat exchanger off, put an articulated knuckle on, say, a front end loader, and it'll pull it right out of the back of the boat. So to lift the big hatch, it's the same procedure as before, but it's the other way. Push it against the side so the lip stays in, so it doesn't slip out. And there's some places on the engine you can lock, which I'll show you, but this just comes right out like this. I generally take this hatch and put it outside underneath the ladder, which I'm going to do off camera.